This rematch against Banshee was crazy. Right there, Trunda almost killed Ultimate Death Knight through his stone skin. Surely this is over, but Wukong may still come back. Wukong's back. Arbiter hits her. Lady Kimmy gets a turn, but this is a fast Wukong. Wukong gets a shot. Hey Raiders, welcome back to another live arena battle video. This video will feature 10 fights and 4 wins, some tough fights. If you want to see that intro fight, it's the very last one. But if you want to see everything else, don't skip to the end. So let's get started. This one gets Wukong first, and I will go Warlord Sifi. Not really, Warlord hasn't been my plan, especially against an upper Gold 2 opponent. But I kind of thought, they pick Wukong, maybe I'll go Warlord. So let's see how that goes. To counter the Wukong, I'm going to go with my new build of Foli. I meant to show him, but he was really ineffective, so I didn't show his build at the end. And I'm also going to go with another block reviver. So this one, I'm going to ban their Goffred. They're going to ban my Warlord. And I should have a decent chance. So I get the first turn with Sifi, buff up, and then go for the kill and reaction. I should have been patient with the second one, but I went for the AoE kill and reaction again. And that was a heartbreaker. That basically killed it. This fight's already over. Wukong's going to get a turn and obliterate us here in a second. Reaction stopped me there. If it hadn't been for the reaction, I'd have been able to see what the Kandrafon could do. But so be it. This fight was a bit of a mistake on my part. So they go Taurus Elva after I pick Wukong. I'm going to go for the protection with Nekret and Duchess. See what they go with next. But this one is barely into Gold 2, and they go with Mithrala and Nishak. So I'm going to go Warlord and Xena, and then what did they go with next? They go with Mordu Macabre. Now, not banning Mordu Macabre was a mistake. In Gold 1, often people would not ban one of the damagers. But in Gold 2, if they've made it this far, they've learned you ban a damager, then all you have to do is get activated and Mordu Macabre will win it. And that was my mistake here. Then I still could have had a strong chance at winning if I didn't buff with Duchess right there, because I could have kept my damage low and slowly killed them off. But instead I buffed up, I killed them off too fast, and then Mordu Macabre was able to get my damager, which you'll see in a couple minutes here. So right here, Elva has the perfect veil, and I have a buff there, but I'm going to have to hit Mordu Macabre. And then what happens here? I still have to hit Mordu Macabre. Go for the single shot, not the double, but then I still have to triple hit Mordu Macabre. So she's gone, and this fight's over. I'm going to try and just work on it a little bit. See if maybe I can get a little lucky with some hits here. But Mordu Macabre, he's going to get buffed back up. And Elva is going to put on the perfect veil and keep doing that. And then I'll go ahead and leave the battle. So that was a really dumb loss on my part. Then I get Panda boss, so things aren't getting easier. I had one winnable fight that I basically gave away. I had one difficult fight that they had reaction, and that was the deciding factor. And now this one, Panda boss, I'm expecting a really tough battle, and we'll see how it goes. So he goes Taurus first. I go with Tanky. I go Nekret and Sifi, because I know he's going to pick Sifi. So he goes Duchess +4 and Yumiko. What does he go with his last two? So I go Xena because I know she can kind of keep up with the attack decrease. And I get Warlord in there. And I go ahead and go Errol. And I'll ban the Yumiko because I have to. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm not in high hopes for this one. So here I have about a 75% chance of shaking off the fear, and I do, so I put them on cooldown. And that's because 50% chance on the fear, and then also 50% chance of Sifi removing the fear. But still, they're heavy hitting me, and Errol's gone. So I was able to kill their Rhodos and twice their Mighty Uko, but the Duchess and the Taurus were just too much for me, and Rhodos in the end. I actually felt good about how long I lasted in that fight. So that's 3 in a row to losing to start the day, and then I get someone from Gold 3. This is the part of the matchup system that I really don't like. It's that Gold 3 isn't that populated, so if they don't have somebody, and they hit a certain time threshold probably, I'm not sure how it works, they get matched with somebody from Gold 2. Here I am struggling to win 50%, and then I gotta face somebody in Gold 3, and it's just, I don't care what their account power is, they really know what they're doing, they have the champions, they're up there, I don't have a shot, but I'll try it anyway. So they've got the Sifi and Taurus plus Ultimate Death Knight. I go with Warlord, hoping I can just put them on cooldowns. And I go Xena, and I try to go with the block damage. I'm going to ban the Rhodos. They're going to go fast. But we'll see how it goes. So they're going to ban the Duchess, so I don't have any revives. So we get started, and they'll obviously go first. And Fear on the Warlords, this is only a 50% chance to shake it off, and I did. So I put up the block damage, but Sifi can just sleep the damagers. She can just go back and forth sleeping the damagers and not really worry about what's going to happen. I do put up some decent damage on them to start, on Sifi and Arbiter, but I'm just overmatched in this fight. Can't really use my Staff of Wonder because I know I don't have the accuracy for this Ultimate Death Knight. So I keep fighting and see if I can just get a shot to just try and take somebody out. And there goes my Xena. So that's half my chance of winning right there. Decrease attack on him. I am able to take out Ultimate Death Knight with decrease attack, which is kind of crazy. Trying to get back around to put block damage back up. But Warlord is stunned, so he probably won't put him on cooldown again. Get a decent hit with the Wukong, but this fight, for as close as it looks, it's really not that close. So now it's just down to Helicath and Wukong. Wukong is provoked. And Taurus drops the hammer. So that leveled me. 4 in a row, losses to start. I had the one reaction, the one I gave away, and then the 2 really hard fights. So at this point, I am desperate for a win. This is my 5th fight of the day, and I'll go Wukong, and they'll go Rhodos and Ultimate Death Knight. Then I'll go Tanky, I will go Necret and Duchess. They'll go fast with Arbiter and Georgid, and I'll go Goffred. Should have flipped him and Errol, but I'll go Goffred and Errol in the wrong order. And lastly, they will go Mighty Uko. So I'm going to ban the Uko, and they're going to ban the Wukong. So I'm very survivable, and I have a strong hitting Errol. So I like my chances in this one. If Errol can get a shot, which he should, then I think this will be a fairly easy fight. So I stun them, kill the Arbiter, and then I mess up and I don't hit the A2. I missed pressing the A2 and I hit the A1, allowing them to get buffed up by Ultimate Death Knight. Then I go for it and Rhodos is still here. I should still be good, but wow, that was a big error. And that could have cost me and made me 0-5. But I'm able to win it. He leaves the battle. He knows he's going to lose. So win that one. 1-4 to start, and then I'll go in and spend my second set of tokens. So this will be the most battles I've done in a day in quite some time. So I get started here against Patu, and I pick Wukong first. We'll see what they go with. And they go, not letting up on me, they're going to go with Sifi and Taurus. So I'm going to go Tanky, double Protector, assuming I'll get a chance at Duchess, and I go Necret and Ultimate Death Knight. See who they go with next to, and they go Lady Mikage and Ragash. I actually like to call her Lady Mikage, just like Mr. Miyagi. And then they go, I'll ban the Sifi, they'll ban my Duchess, so I don't have any revivers, and they go Ramon too. See how this one goes. So Lady Mikage, she can either ally attack, or she could buff strip. She's a pretty decent champion. I will just go ahead and sheep her right off the bat. Didn't think she would have much resistance, and she didn't. They don't have a reviver, so I'd like to get somebody killed. And I got both Mikage and Ragash killed. So now, if I can get rid of that Ramontu, got him low, and he just left the battle. So there we go, 2 and 4 so far. Not too bad, starting to recover a little bit. Taking a look at some of the team powers, or the account powers, but it's hard to see on 3 times speed. So I'll get somebody from Sin, and usually the Sin opponents are pretty tough. I'll go Wukong first. It's tough picking Wukong first, because if I don't pick him first, they'll pick Wukong, and I'll often lose to Wukong. If I do pick him first, they'll go Rotos, like right here. Rotos and Ultimate Death Knight. I'll go ahead and go the Necret and Duchess. I want to let them get Sifi. If they go Sifi, then I go Xena. And they do go Sifi. They go Staltus as well. And I go Xena. I did get the first level of Awakening on Xena yesterday, so this was helpful. And then I will go Goffred for my final pick and see who they go with for their final pick. They go Mighty Uko. So I'm going to ban the Uko and leave Sifi in there. We'll get started and see how this battle goes. So I'll get the turn and just A1, also A1 with Wukong because I'm a bit too fast in this one. So apparently all the passive and gear buffs activated Xena, which is kind of interesting that those activated Xena. So Rotos gets stunned, but that stun will get cleansed as soon as he gets his next turn. So I need that Sifi out of there as quickly as possible. And with Ultimate Death Knight in there to protect her from me just kind of storming at her, it's kind of hard. But Xena gets one hit in, do the strip and damage there, and it isn't going very far. But if I can just get that Xena gone, or the Sifi gone, then I'll have a good shot. So Sifi is stunned. The Rotos, he was stunned, but of course that gets cleansed. Do a nice hit there. Ultimate Death Knight got the trio, but he's able to get the non-weak hit off Xena, and this fight is going to be over because I'm not going to get back to Goffred so that he could do his block damage, and I can't kill him with Wukong unless I get really lucky, and I'm not going to. So I had all 4 up, and Rotos just soloed me. Sometimes it happens like that. So then I'll get Valicia, who is about at my points level, just a little bit higher, a little bit lower than when I started today, and she will go Duchess and Ultimate Death Knight. I go Wukong and my protector, Necret. But I'm going to go Warlord and Necret. And Warlord has better accuracy, so I want him to be in front with his sheep. And then I'll go Xena, and I will go Sifi. So at this point, I'm looking probably at banning Ultimate Death Knight. I'm really not that worried about... Well, I mean, I should be worried. I'm going to ban the Shuzen. And we'll get started in here. They, of course, left the Warlord because both Hafrak and Rotos fight through Warlord. But Xena's pretty good against both of them. They got rid of my Wukong, even though Wukong is really weak to Rotos. So, triple Stone Skin right here. The Hafrak Scorn really didn't do much to me because I was pretty buffed up. So I just need to keep Duchess on cooldown, get rid of that Hafrak, and I should be good to go. So Hafrak's gone. And as long as I can get back around to put Duchess on cooldown, and I do, this one is pretty much over. Xena can kill Duchess, and so he leaves the battle. So that one puts me at, I believe, 3 and 5. And I'll get into the next battle here. And I get Banshee from Gallifrey. I'm pretty sure I've fought Banshee before, and this person destroyed me. They go Wukong first. I go Necret and Duchess. Honestly, if a well-built Wukong gets a turn, it doesn't really matter who you have in your team, except maybe Taurus. Taurus can probably survive it. But he'll go Taurus for his second damager, and he'll go Ultimate Death Knight. I went Warlord. I don't know if he's going to have Yumiko and Marichka, although he wouldn't have a Reviver. And he doesn't go with a Reviver. He actually goes with a fairly killable team. So right here, I'm looking at Warlord, and he's not going to ban the Sifi or the Warlord. So I will have about a 75% chance of shaking off Taurus's fear as he bans my Foli, which is a good plan. because it is a fast Foli. So I have a 75% chance of shaking off that fear, and I fail. So that was unfortunate. And right off the bat, that's a Mithrala with sheep, and Mithrala sheep's my Sifi. So that was two really unlucky things. I didn't notice that the Mithrala had the sheep, but if I hadn't failed shaking off the fear, I probably would have won that battle, but lost it pretty mightily, and I just go right back in. I get a rematch against Banshee, and here we go. So I pick first. I go Wukong this time. Not going to die to your Wukong. And he's going to go speed this time with Taurus and Arbiter, and I will still go Warlord and Sifi. Still deciding. So I go Warlord and Nekret, both the sheep there. He goes Kymar, and he goes Trunda. So this Trunda's going to smack. I'm probably going to ban... Well, right now I'm probably looking at the Kymar or the Taurus. They get Lady Kimmy. I'm going to go ahead and ban the Taurus here. And this fight is going to get pretty interesting. I'm actually 3-6 on the day right now. And I really need this battle to not go 3-7. So they buff up, and I'm hoping that Errol wouldn't get stripped, and he did, and then he got killed. So that was Trunda's first turn. And then she'll get a second turn and really just destroy me right here. Almost takes out Ultimate Death Knight through his stone skin, as he saw in the intro. Wukong comes back. Kimmy goes, buffs. He strips and almost just one-shots them. Fortunately, he got Trunda and Arbiter, and he's able to finish it off, and I get the win. So I finish off 4-6. That was probably my best fight in Live Arena to date, with Wukong's vengeance right there. So I felt really good winning that rematch against Banshee. Winning with Wukong just the way he beat me with Wukong. So going 4-6 on the day, wish I had that Mordu Macabre ban back. And go ahead and do a couple of builds here. I'm going to show my most updated Errol build. So he's now up to 7,500 attack with his 267 crit damage and 208 speed in lethal and stone skin. Never really got to show that off today. Got really unlucky in that last fight. Wukong is 304 speed, he's 6,000 attack, and he's 200 crit damage, so he's not super high damage, but he's fast. In any case, hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.